What a beautiful day to be alive! It's my birthday and you might be wondering how I got into this mess. Well, it's obviously because I live in
the United States of America.
The concrete jungle where dreams are made of and where Elmo and Dora can mug me in broad daylight. New York City, to be exact. Today started with me and Georgie getting a nice iced coffee from our local cafe. We drove to the cafe and agreed that I'd walk back home since Georgie had work and he's running a little late. When we got to the cafe, there was no parking because of course it's New York City, who could have guessed? So, as the passenger princess that I am, I get out of the car and go into the cafe while Georgie waited for me outside. Because I still don't have my license and if someone asks me to move the car, I will walk myself into a cliff. Going outside? Low-key scary. So I prefer doing my exploration on the World Wide Web with Opera. And if it's not already obvious, I'm a 300 tabs open, what the heck am I even doing type of girly. But life gets a little bit easier with Opera's tab traces. Making recently visited tabs leave traces, letting you easily track your recently used tabs with a subtle visual trace, which is super convenient to find your most used tabs at a quick glance. There's also tab islands, which groups your tabs based on their content. Group your shopping tabs together. I swear I don't have a problem. And when you're done, for now, you can collapse those tabs and open your reference tabs. Okay, maybe I have a little bit of a problem. And since I always have a million bajillion tabs open, I love Opera's pop-out player, which allows you to control your music and videos without interrupting your browsing activities, with your choice between 6 different streaming services. And the pop-out player also pops out, so you don't have to be searching far and wide for which window and or tab is playing your music. I also used to have multiple windows open, but not with Opera. Because Opera allows split screen so you can open documents in the same browser window to work on them all at the same time. Customize your browser with different themes like Aurora or Midsommar, and customize them to your preference. And if that's not enough, there's also different animated backgrounds, UI colors, browser sounds, and more. And if you don't like human interaction, but your brain has never-ending questions that needs to be answered, Aria can help. That's Opera's built-in AI, by the way. You don't even have to look for Aria. You simply just click Ctrl/ and she shows up to answer all your questions. Download Opera today by clicking the link in the descriptions down below. Anyways, the cafe was a little busy, so after waiting for a bit, I finally got to order my iced coffee. And since it was packed, I just waited by the wall. I noticed this guy walked in and he just starts asking this random girl for money. And she says no. Which is understandable because life out here is tough and New York rent is no joke. Because what do you mean 3,000 to almost 5,000 for one shoebox bedroom? Call me a brokeback bitch, because what? Also, do people still carry cash? Also, doesn't taking out your wallet in front of a total stranger sound like you're asking to get robbed? I don't know, just me? Anyways, this guy starts yelling at the girl, just cursing her out, calling her a bitch, and getting in her face. But she took it like a champ, did not flinch, did not move. Curly Pop was unfazed. And when she didn't react, he moves on to another girl. He asks her for money and then yells at her and curses her out when she says no. He does this again and again and again, one girl after the other. The girls and I all kind of just looked at each other, either with a half smile or shaking our heads while mouthing, not worth it. Because what are you going to do? Argue with a crazy guy at 9 a.m. and get punched on a random Tuesday? I just want to get my coffee and call it a day. But then I realized, shit, I'm next. And as he's walking towards me, I'm prepping myself for the yelling that I'm about to endure for being broke on my birthday nonetheless. He looks in my direction and for some reason, he just makes a hard right out of the door and leaves. He literally bothered and yelled at every single person except me. Like somehow I kind of felt left out. It takes a while, but eventually I get the coffees and I go back straight into the car. Get in and lock the door. What? I'm driving you home. But you're gonna be late. I could just walk home. My Crocs are already in sports mode. Georgie then tells me that the guy also asked him for money, got upset, started yelling at him, cursing him out, and hits our car. And if you're from New York, you know and I know that you just don't fight the crazy. Because you really just don't know. It's just less of a headache to just ignore them and just go on about your day. And life goes on. Georgie drops me off in front of the apartment just to make sure I'm safe. And to forget about what just happened, I go into her apartment and finally enjoy my little iced coffee while taking some selfies. Listen, we're not wasting a cute outfit, okay? And while I'm taking pictures, not even 2 minutes in, I hear someone yelling. I'm here thinking, whoa, crazy guy got here quick. And because I'm a nosy neighbor, I look out the window. As I'm looking for the crazy guy yelling, I see a completely different guy holding for the sake of not getting demonetized, a Nerf blaster, pointing at 3 other guys. The first thing I did was walk away from my window, obviously, until I realized, uh-oh, what if someone gets hurt? Oh man, I should probably take a picture just in case the cops need to identify these ghouls and goblins. So with my phone at hand, and in the sneakiest way possible to avoid getting detected, I take a bunch of pictures as quick as humanly possible. I then grab Belle and Chew and book it into the bedroom. And within seconds,
Hello?
Are you okay?
Yeah? Why?
I've never been so happy to hear his voice. I called Georgie because I didn't know if he was still downstairs. The next thing I knew, I see red and blue lights flashing, I hear screaming and shouting, and once everything settled down, I looked out the window again. I stay nosy. I want to know what happened. There was one guy on the floor and he was covered with ketchup, and the other guys were sitting on the floor in cuffs. From what I've gathered later on, the guy who got shot thankfully survived. They didn't even know each other. They just got into an argument and someone just so happened to have a Nerf blaster. But yeah, that day low-key traumatized me so hard that I didn't want to leave my apartment on my own for a while. Because truth be told, the time it would have taken for me to walk from the cafe to the front of my apartment would have placed me right in the crossfire. And I thank God for watching over me that day, because the domino effect that happened to avoid all of that, bro, my guardian angel was working overtime. All I'm saying is life is too short, man, so enjoy the little things. Tomorrow's not even guaranteed, so make sure every day is your best day. And always tell the people you care about the most how much you love them and how much they mean to you. And maybe, I don't know, just don't argue with a random stranger in the street, because you never know what kind of crazy is standing in front of you. Aside from the craziness of the world, how are you guys doing? I have been obsessively, addictively, and unapologetically watching Arcane. But that's besides the point. I just wanted to wish you guys a happy holidays. Pat yourself on the back because you made it another year. Shit's been tough, but we out here struggling together, man. Yep. And as always, thank you so much for supporting me. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And thank you so much to our members. Hello Kitty, Miguel, King, Rumita HQ, Avelina, Spectra, Blake, and Georgie. Okay, until next time, bye-bye!